I'd like to bring the Arts Commission June 28th meeting to order. Welcome, everybody. We have some members of the public here tonight. Oh, actually, not really public. It's more like a working public. All right, well, before we get started, I'd just like to read this real quick. The City of Boulder Arts Commission acknowledges the City of Boulder is on the ancestral homelands and unceded territory of Indigenous peoples who have traversed, lived in, and stewarded lands in the Boulder Valley since time immemorial. Those Indigenous nations include the Arapaho, Cheyenne, Comanche, Kiowa, Sioux, Ute, and others. Our benefit from this land came at a dire cost to the Indigenous people, and we give thanks to them. Thank you. All right, the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion? Anybody?
I move to approve the agenda.
Thank you. Any discussion? Not seeing any. Please raise your hand. All those in favor? The vote is unanimous. Thank you. Approval of the minutes from the May meeting. Is there a motion?
I haven't changed.
Oh.
I haven't changed, and of course, I don't have it in front of me, but there's a section where we were discussing putting the names of the organizations on the data sheet for score results. And I didn't make a motion to that. I don't want to take credit.
Any other changes? I would like to entertain a motion for approval of the minutes with that revision. Thank you. Is there a second? Thank you, Georgia. Any discussion? All those in favor, please raise your hand. Thank you. The vote is unanimous. We are cranking. Look at public participation. Do we have anybody from the public who'd like to speak tonight?
No one has signed up to speak.
All right, thank you. Matters from guests. Who would like to introduce our guests tonight?
I'd be happy to.
Brandon?
So tonight we have Farm to Spaceship. We have Brian Corrigan and Linda Klein. Thank you. They are here to present the process for which some of the Farm to Spaceship / experimental public art projects were selected and hopefully move forward. It's really kind of an update, and if you have questions about any of the projects or process, please feel free. And I'll hand it over to them, and then I think when they're done, I'll touch base again. But yeah, I'll take over.
Well, it wouldn't be a farm to spaceship, I guess, happening if we didn't play a little game. So.
Very simple, and this is a little short example of what we did with the cohort here in Boulder during their talk. So, anybody have any idea what this is? So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna, you all are just gonna pass this paper plate around, okay? And then you're going to say, sort of, what else could this be? Like, what else could paper plate be? Yeah, a hat, brooch, frisbee, right? It could be a lot of things. What?
Taco.
Taco. It could be any of those things. So very simple. You're just gonna pass it around and then it comes back to me. Okay. What else can it be? Just one huge area. Something they color.
Reflector, that's light.
Yeah.
Approach. Yeah. Look, it was big in this room. You could punch a hole in it and wear it as a dress.
Ooh, yeah.
The world's most inefficient satellite dish.
Ooh.
A steering wheel.
Yeah.
Well done.
Hey, we did one round.
Yes.
Okay.
So now the challenge is do it again. Okay.
Yeah.
Do it again.
But we're going to put 30 seconds on the clock and let's see how many times we can get it
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah.
So this, you said it was as big as this room, so it can change.
Yeah, no rules. Don't put any extra rules on this game. There are no other rules, okay? So
Okay,
let's see how fast you can, how many times around in 30 seconds? Go.
Okay, ready, go.
A surfboard. Like a paint.
Power.
Artist.
Power.
Yeah, power. Thank you.
Pop a hole, a pinhole camera.
There you go.
Crumple it up and make it a flower. It could be a.
Spaceship in an Ed Wood movie.
A trampoline.
Hat. There you go. An umbrella.
A battery adapter.
5,
A
4,
pet.
The tabletop.
2,
Cover for pen.
1. Cheryl got shown this now.
I was panicking.
Yeah.
Told him it was funny.
Was it, how was it different the second time? Did you play any differently? Did you make the decision?
It's a constant thing.
Did you have to
You
think?
can think.
What
Don't
changed?
Overthink it.
What changed?
Let's judgment about.
Oh, interesting. Maybe let's add, go ahead.
Timer.
Oh, the timer, there's time frame. Okay, third time. This is it. Okay, third time. This time, no matter what the person says, everyone in the room responds, yes, that is a blank. Okay, yes, that is a blank. All right, ready? Did you guys break the record? What else can this be? You don't know what else is happening.
I know. It might be riveting.
That's okay. What else can this be?
You ready? Go.
Record player. Yes.
That-
Yeah, the record player. A planet.
Yeah, that is a planet.
A dogfish.
Yeah, that is a rocket.
Battery case.
Yes, that is okay.
A clock.
Yes, that is a clock.
Purse.
Yes, that is a purse.
Tortilla.
Yeah.
Yes, that is a purse.
Dictator in a South American country.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It's an airplane. Yes, that is an airplane.
It's a hairbrush. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an airbrush.
Paper plate.
Yeah.
Compact. Yeah, here we go, baby.
Yeah.
So it's just a little sampling. You guys, maybe can imagine why we play that with, cohort coming together. Icebreaker. It's an icebreaker. Okay. How is it different than another creative activity? It's really judgment.
Collaborative. It changes, like, when you're working on a piece of art, like you're drawing a landscape, starts and.
Collaboration, even though you're each working individually.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a little example of what one of the tiny little moments I have in our workshops together with the artists. Just to give you a flavor before we got started, because we base a lot of our work in fun.
We do, yes, everything is fun-based. But also, we like that activity too, because when you think about what else it can be, you're thinking like an artist, right? What else can this be? And you're also thinking like an entrepreneur, right? Like what else can this be? And so to us, that's really kind of the commonality between really what an artist is and what an entrepreneur is. So that's why we do that. Okay, so now we're going to show you, to remind you who we are, a little video. Oh yeah, we need sound.
Maria's here.
Yeah, should be. Sure. Thanks, Brian.
Okay, I'll share sound. So all my sound is on. Is it on your end?
It should be,
Okay.
yeah. Let's see what happens.
Do you like adventure? How about fun? Us too. Hi, we're Farmer Spaceship. We're a network of artists, entrepreneurs, researchers, foodies, designers, farmers, scientists, executives, and community leaders, working to make our businesses, workplaces, and neighborhoods more fun. How? Through our Adventure School, an immersive education program teaching everything from experience design to community engagement. All the tools you need to make any adventure super fun. So join us. You belong here.
I never get sick of watching them. So this is really kind of the goal of Farm to Spaceship is together we're fixing social isolation, income inequalities, worker burnout, civic polarization, community disinvestment, and the most important one on here, boring days and nights, right? We want to make everything more fun. And we're also growing inclusive wealth building, community wellness, civic engagement, neighborhood vibrancy, peer-to-peer support, and more fun. So, Linda, why don't you say a little bit about what we've done on here?
Okay, well, this has been a process, 9 months so far, with up here in Boulder. And it starts with a cohort of artists. And one of kind of the main thrust of the program is to teach artists that they are entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs, they are artists, and artists are small businesses, and businesses are entrepreneurs, and they're all generating value in a different way, right? So that's kind of the crux of what we do. And through here specifically with the Experiments Public Arts Office, we were asked to experiment with creating public art. And we did it through the lens of experiential experiment public art. So that's why we brought the cohort together, and we have gone through part of the process. We had that intensive meeting together. The cohort came up with ideas for a prototype experience that would be in their expression, or with their process, or in their small business. And then we gave them money for that, to create that prototype. You create a prototype, you learn like what did engage the public, what didn't engage the public, and they came back with their learning. And then we asked them, so if when you get a slightly bigger pot of money, what would you do? What would be the next step? What would be the next piece of learning? And that's about we're in the process where we are. Right.
Yeah, and I think even with the paper plate, I love that as a game, as it just shows like, hey, what do you already have that you can use, right? Like, what are your hidden assets? What are your assets? And then how do you use that to craft something super fun in a really low cost way? Because if it's fun, it's fun. So before you invest all this money, right, into maybe it not being so much fun, right, you can go ahead and kind of test it in these small little ways. So we started off the program with a 2-day workshop, and we're going to show you what that looked like right here. Wow. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, you're still not done.
yeah. Good thing we're back. Awesome. So we want to just kind of talk about really these like 3 keywords here: experiments, public, and art. And through the process of being together in the cohort, the public piece, I think, was maybe where there was the most friction for the artists in the cohort to really kind of think about how does their work kind of translate from maybe inside of a gallery, outside of the gallery, and really kind of thinking about that idea of like, how do you engage people in co-creation? And then also, how do you really kind of build community around the consumption of the experience as well?
But what I would add to that too, we talk about friction. What we mean at 9 months in is we saw the most transformation in that particular area was in how do I do this as a co-creation? Because I think a lot of artists, they will insert in their process, create practice, and asking them to co-create was a real eye-opener. And it's been fun to watch them understand the value of that. And then I think there was the experimental part too, was a challenge for some. It's like something to step out of your practice right now. Let's be an experiment. And we asked them to experiment on what is public art, what exactly is public art? And part of that experiment too is like bringing in the COVID response. It's like, all the different ways that we can tap into this moment in time. To address it, to feel it, to just talk about it. That was part of the experiment too, and each one actually ended up in a pretty different way, kind of touching. And then the art part
Yeah.
was interesting because we got it all over the place. There's all kinds of art represented. So I think it was really a fun, it was kind of 3 pillars. Well, 4th was experience. We had experiments and experience-based public art. It's kind of how we were looking at it. So we got, 2 weeks in May. And it was really a great way to kind of hold up the program.
And I think one of the things too, going back to why experiences, so a pre-COVID data point was that 74% of Americans prefer experiences over things and stuff. So when we think about really, again, just like how do we build wealth building opportunities for artists, it's like how do we really kind of have artists tap into the experience economy, right, as a revenue stream for their practice. And to really, again, kind of think about then also that opportunity, because experience design is where you can build the connections between, again, people who are different from each other, right? And so through really good experience design, you can have a person that may think they're over here, meet a person who may think they're over here, and through good experience design, you find out that they actually have commonalities. So that's why we picked experiences.
Yeah.
So with that, let's go on to the cohort.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Evan owns the terracotta place, the plant place. And his plan is, this is performance-based, Plant Parenthood, a humorous, thought-provoking, interactive experience around plant care. And this is actually performative. It will be a pop-up that can pop up a lot of places, including terracotta. And like a placeholder festival. He's got some other ideas about outdoor places where this can pop up. It just existing in the public realm is part comedy, honestly, right? And it makes you think. And his point is around bringing plants into your life intentionally, and the adoption process. He actually is like thinking about how you actually adopt the plant, and really making a comment on our relationship with the natural world. And on a little side conversation we went on recently was like, well, if it's Planned Parenthood and everybody's thinking of, Planned Parenthood, shouldn't there be protests?
Yeah.
So as the performance art grows, you might also hire some performance artists to do the protest.
Yeah, and one thing I want to say about this one too is just the power of Evan as a small business owner and then partnering with an artist, and really kind of the transformation that has happened there to understand really like what is that intersection of small business plus art.
Yeah, I think that was a big transformation for him.
So the next one is Pages, Peanut Butter Art. And so she is working on the Playwright, which is an interactive sculpture designed for a user to expose preferred and otherwise hidden images from a selection of colorful options in order to build and share a unique narrative. The project will have an online sharing component. So essentially, she's going to work with the Placeholder Festival on this one as well. And they're going to work together on really kind of thinking of what each one of the pieces in the sculpture looks like. So the content is a way for people to kind of envision maybe what the future of the Pearl Street Mall could look like in another like 5 or 10 years.
Her art is a very interactive.
Yeah, and I think there's a
scale. What I love about Paige was her transformation from artist to entrepreneur. Because she understood through this process that the images that she chose were the ones that she chose, and she realized if she co-creates this piece with participation of community, and those images are things that have meaning to that really what she comes up with in the storytelling as it's recorded is of value to, say, a business or a community, because people are shifting their own stories, they're telling their own stories, and you collect that data that actually has value. So I think that was a real aha for her.
And I think like just, when we think about all the surveys we take, and, they're not as fun, but this right here, now this. This totally kicks survey butt.
I'm confused, like this thing is up there and people can just go and switch the shape.
So it's a big kind of, it's like a storybook. So essentially, as you kind of pick and turn different dials, you're picking different ways to tell the story of what the sculpture is and what it says.
And how do you gather, you said it collects data about the story? How do you?
So there's little QR codes underneath each one of the things, and you can scan it, and then it prompts you, I believe, to like take a picture, and then you share it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, ready? Yeah.
Okay, Heather. Heather, this is really interesting. This is Fiber Arts, Stitching the Situation Story Network, connecting local people suffering adverse effects of the pandemic with illustrators, designers, artists to create visual images of their experiences. This is really interesting because it is so co-creative. The experiences are gathered from underrepresented communities. Our artists take those experiences and create a visual narrative of these experiences, and then the stitchers take that and actually stitch it. And it becomes visual art that will be shared. You can see some dates there that will be visually shared. So it really goes across from the storyteller to the artist's interpretation to the hands-on crafter, the stitcher that puts the needlework together.
And one experiment within this too is kind of thinking about under-resourced communities that don't have the time to participate, and really kind of thinking about how can you pay for their participation, because again, the time is very valuable and they need to be doing other things, right? And so if we can really make space for them to be able to participate, how do we then engage a whole new set of people? So Rob owns, oh my God, I forget what's his
Our gallery.
our gallery. So he is working on an artist in residence program that essentially is going to work with Music First and Happy at Dagger to explore how art can spill out of the storefront and into the community. So he has been doing, having artists come in and do performances inside of his space and all of that, but we've been kind of pushing him to think about how does it not just activate the inside of the space, but also spill out onto the street, and really kind of think about that as an invitation to come into the store.
His real transformation was the artist in residence moment, when it was like he was struggling with his own ideas, and then inviting an artist to come in and interpret this situation for him was like such an eye opener. So that was sort of a business person or art entrepreneur discovering how to be an artist as well. Okay, and Corey's doing this AR. It's an interactive story of Boulder's historic Black community told through a contemporary augmented reality mobile application. He's got great partners on this, Chautauqua, his Historic Boulder, Museum of Boulder. They're all super excited, and it's basically something you can use on your device, and you would walk around and different points in history would be highlighted in AR on your device. And Museum of Boulder is really loving this, and they're having an opening. That's my word, not theirs, but it'll start being available to public.
Meg, so she's doing a Pen Pals project that essentially is community connecting community through interactive Pen Pal project. And the activation offers an intergenerational art experience through letter writing, culminating in a public display. So she's been doing a lot of, again, just like pen pal type of stuff, but we've been kind of thinking about how does that then become really a display in terms of public art. And so she's working on kind of thinking about how could you project all of the pen pal letters that she's received and do like a guerrilla kind of projection on a building one night, and then think about how that becomes an invitation to come and actually sign up and have your own pen pal.
And it's intergenerational. And also, speaking of underrepresented communities, a lot of the people who are volunteering at Brookdale Senior Living have different sort of like dementia or disrupting in other ways mentally, and she's including them. And it's been this really interesting experience for her to include them in it with a pen pal project with the young people, with these are kids in elementary school that are writing to each other with the older people. And the way they start to communicate is so interesting, and that's what's going to be such a fun thing to see visually, is the letters back and forth.
And the experience of writing the letters for the people who are experiencing dementia has been a way for them to kind of tap back into a place where they feel comfortable and they
And seen.
and seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Nicole, Pressing Play, a mobile community space that empowers people to create a tangible gift of kindness for themselves and others. This is so simple. This is a cart where you are asked to create a little bit of kindness for yourself and a kindness for somebody else. And in her prototype, which is a very small scale of her idea, it was really just kind of a little craft supplies. She would take them into a situation in the public, and the simplest instructions: make something kind for yourself and make something kind for someone else. And the response that she got, the people were so interested and willing, and they were making all kinds of things, and they were touched by it and wanted to tell her stories. And so she really, her prototype really told her a lot about that. Good idea. And it's also very mobile, and look at all the dates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And fun.
And
Eric, so Eric is working to do a music festival, kind of a one-day music festival. That really is kind of a prototype to an accelerator for musicians here in Boulder. He's really kind of expressed that it's hard to be a musician in Boulder and to be able to kind of grow. And so he's really seeing that gap as an opportunity for him to really kind of think about how he can fill that. And especially for really kind of, you know, BIPOC queer musicians that maybe don't have this opportunities or the spaces that some other musicians have.
on his way to, the big idea for him is an incubator that would model itself off of like business incubator for musicians.
Where's Belmont State Park?
It's right, it's kind of outside the city, Belmont.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Oops.
I knew all
The Charmin,
Used to, yeah. Yeah,
they were doing.
yeah,
He was part of that.
yeah. The B is right next to the B.
Okay, Kelly is a layer walk home, a large scale labyrinth, which is an architecture of prose in which participants undertake a sacred walk into the nature of their lived story. This project has seen a lot of different iterations. She's working on this in a lot of different ways. And it's basically, you walk through a labyrinth and there's a word story of participation. And I think the biggest transformation for Kelly has been the co-creation. Really having to understand and get excited about how can this be co-created with the participant. And it's been exciting to see her watch that idea bloom. And she's got some really good partners as well in the community. So, and no dates on this one yet, but it's coming. She's also working on materials. She's, she has a big idea, and she's starting with this.
Yeah, and one of the other kind of fun things too is that one of her partners, they are really Burger and Fair, they're really great at typography. So kind of been asking Kelly the question around what does community generated, community driven, community co-created typography look like as a platform in and of itself to share stories. So I think when you start to get into kind of the experimental kind of type-based world, I think there's some really kind of fun possibilities, and she has great partners to help pull that off. So.
Oh, and Jennifer's got the Chalk for Peace in Boulder. It's a community chalk art event. It's not hard to explain. It's a community chalk art event. But it's participatory. And she's got great partners. She's going to be down in the community art day on September 24th. And I think what she's discovering is how the community can be involved in all parts of it, because she was talking about having chalk making be a part of it. So bring the co-creation of the actual art materials into it. how the piece art gets made, that's all done by the public. And then this new idea that hasn't come quite a full circle is to what does it look like if also the community participates in the power wash? So she's looking at all ends of it, yeah, and she's experiencing this, and we're excited about that.
And speaking of power washing, when it gets into the permitting of chalk, you know, and just really, again, I think artists understanding policy decisions and then how the policy decisions really impact their work of what they can and can't do. This is one of them of just, you know, kind of, there's very strict restrictions around chalk and chalk art. So it's been really kind of fun to see her understand maybe how she could be a catalyst for maybe kind of showing the possibilities of what chalk is versus what it is.
Stephanie, shine on. Well, I already did the last one.
Oh, okay, that's my turn, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so Stephanie's working on doing a mobile farmers market and creative adventure that essentially mixes food justice with art making. And really kind of thinking about, so often, again, we ask people to come to us, but how do we go to them? And how does this really kind of mobile food cart / art experience go into neighborhoods that need it the most? And really kind of, I think with this particular project is it's building the relationships with those community nodes to understand really like, how do you even be invited into a community? And that's where kind of like the public piece of the public art comes in and really her transformation. Yeah.
Yeah, and the art part is to keep, it's like, how do you make a food cart sticky? If you keep people there talking, there's an art. Creation. Okay, we got to our second page. So that's our cohort, that's where we're at. The next phases are all coming. Of course, we'd love for any of you to come to any of those activations that you can make it to, and you know, love to see you there.
And we do have actually 2 more
Yes.
projects that we're going to be presenting next month. So yeah, we're gonna keep you guys in suspense. And we also have one more activity to do because all good, well, first off, with experience design, people remember the last thing first and the first thing second. So when you think about good experience design, what you end with is really important, and what you begin with is second important. So we're going to do something really fun again.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, so here we go. Everybody just grab a balloon, pick whichever one that hits your fancy, okay? Any kind of balloon, there you go. Okay, all right, Brian, there you go. All right, so we're just gonna take a quick moment to imagine the most true and beautiful public art future for Boulder. The most true and beautiful public art future for Boulder. What does that look like? Give it a name, make it a real scene that you can see. Okay, what is the most true and beautiful? Now think, gosh, why don't we have that? What's in the way? What's the obstacle? Right? What's the obstacle? Give it a name. What is that obstacle? See it, give it a shape. All right, that obstacle's in your head. You're gonna drop that obstacle into your mouth. The obstacle's now in your mouth. You're gonna blow that obstacle into the balloon until it's at least 10 inches. Here we go. Pinch it. Hold it. There you go. That obstacle's been released. And now, in one big collective balloon fart, we're gonna let those obstacles go. There they go.
Thank you, Linda and Brian. So that's the update on Experience with Public Art.
Will all
And
those
again-
things be on the community calendar or?
All the,
Like, each of their, all those.
yeah,
different
I
events?
don't know.
I
That's a good
imagine,
question.
well, we certainly have them in our newsletter, but I imagine we'll
Yeah,
have them on our website.
yeah, they're all downtown Boulder district events or city funded events. So they should, you should.
Be honest, yeah.
And yeah, you're welcome to come to any of those and check them out. And next month we'll have the 2 that are still sort of in process. So we can update you on that next month. Any other questions or anything?
Commissioners don't have questions. I defer to commissioners on questions for you.
Yeah, we're about out of time for this segment of the meeting, but are there any questions before they leave?
Okay, real quick then,
Yes, okay.
which, this is not a quick question, so you don't have to answer it. And thank you very much. This was an unusual project. It was a bit of a risk for these good people to approve it, and so kudos to you for really running with it. And this is going to be fantastic. One thing that we're really aware of is outcomes on public art, which is trickiest in the best of circumstances, but we have some layered outcomes in mind with this project, right? Not only how these artists and business owners are interacting with their community and the results out there, but also like what they're carrying with them as they develop this after the projects are done and the other people get involved and their partners. Like there's all these different directions that go. Do you have any advice for us about how to capture some of that information and understand the impact that's
Yeah. Well, one thing that I think is interesting is that we've been talking with a Boulder company called Immersion that actually is able to really kind of measure how people are engaging with an experience and whether or not they give a shit about it, in their words. And I think that that's a pretty interesting kind of layer, because when you think about, again, just like the impact of what we all know art can do, right? Being able to kind of measure the heart, essentially, is what they do. Because when you measure the heart, you're measuring the brain. So when they do that, you're able to then actually see like how people are feeling in the moment with those experiences. And one of the things that they measure with giving a shit is what they call psychological safety, which I would also just call trust. And it's interesting because when you look at really kind of what makes businesses successful, psychological safety in a team, right? Especially when you're working in really creative fields, like you have to have that trust with people. So when you are able to have those high levels of psychological safety, which is kind of what we're doing with these experiences, is like, how do we use these experiences as a way to build trust? Then you kind of think about, well, how do we make our workplaces better? How do we make our neighborhoods better? How do we make our community better? And so I think that's kind of an interesting way to really kind of think about beyond the usual suspects, right? Of like how you measure this stuff. Sure, you can go ahead and kind of like ask how many people were engaged and maybe how much money did they make from, you know, the sales of their for sale experience or whatever. But I think getting down into just what's important, the love and the trust and all the things that keep our community together, I think that is really exciting.
Well, thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's always the hardest question.
All right, our next item on the agenda is to pass the chocolate down this one.
Your vice chair. in the fifth grade.
All right, let's see. Lauren, you want to talk to us about?
Not one to follow them at all. No activity. Okay, everybody back to work.
Yeah.
Have fun. All right. So, please feel free to get up and get some more food and get some water you too. So we're gonna start with a review of our reports. We had quite a few this time. Thank you very much. So something that Bruce brought up is that he should recuse himself from voting on the Golden County Film Commission report, part one. And then part two is that if anybody has anything that you would like to pull out and discuss. I do have vote language that I can update to remove Bruce's recent voting on it.
I wanted to pull up patent books.
Sure. So, Sarah, how would you like to do this? Like, your
this-
motion?
Yeah, why don't we do mine first? Do you want me to stay in the room or leave?
So technically you should.
Yeah,
So-
so Georgia, can you
Hang out.
Can you run this one, the vote for this one, and then I'll come back in? For the rest of it,
And I'll make sure everyone stays in this.
okay. And that the chocolate is, still available.
Well
when I come
behaved.
back? Thank you.
So Georgia, for a reminder for everybody, we're just gonna be talking about the report from the Boulder County Film Commission. You had the option to approve the report, to approve it with specific questions, to postpone approval of it pending answers to any questions, or to not approve it and cancel the final 20%.
So then we, someone has to.
Call for a motion or discuss if there's.
I'll move that we approve the grant report.
Actually,
Oh,
I apologize, we don't have a forum. We need Cheryl to come back. Where's
Oh, and Maria?
Maria is four.
But is the
I don't know
quorum
why
for a
the-
vote or is it?
I give you a vote number.
I know.
Doesn't matter, girls, that. I don't think about that question.
Thank you.
I move that we approve grant reports for the Boulder County. Grant reports from the Boulder County.
I'll second.
Sorry, I'll-
all in favor? Oh, we have any discussion? So no. Okay, so then, all vote. All in favor?
Thank you very much.
Take that out of. Okay. Sounding like- Okay,
Thank you. Let's see, so the next one is up on the screen. Do we need to take any out of that, or would we like to vote on all those together? We're taking Patty Brook out. Any other ones that need to be removed? Okay, so would somebody? Typically, we would do the discussion after the motion is raised, but I'm fine if people want to talk about it before. If somebody wants to make a motion, just go for it.
I move that we approve the, oh, Maria,
Nope, go ahead.
did you want to read it?
No, is it me or sure? I move that we approve the grant reports from the Colorado Shakespeare Festival, Frequent Flyer Productions, Museum of Boulder, Arlano Music, School of Musical Arts, Rocky Ridge Music Center, and T2 Dance Company.
I'll second that.
I have a few comments.
Okay,
I found several of them very thoughtful, and I really appreciated the like for instance, Rocky Ridge, the reflection on both what they had gone through with the extensions and the COVID, and some of their larger, broader takeaways about collaboration and flexibility. And so I really appreciated their report. There was others too that were thoughtful, but I just think that level of depth of thinking back on the grant and the program, I think is helpful to them. And I think it's also helpful to us.
yeah, I'll say it in a different way. But the same thing basically is, it's so, there's a lot of consideration that goes into approving the grants and when we vote and stuff. And it's so, I don't know, refreshing is the right word, but it's just a wonderful experience that I really enjoy. This part where we get to see like what people did and like the reality of it all, and who got to go to the thing and looking at the pictures of people enjoying the performances. It's just I really enjoyed this part. All right, any other discussion? Okay, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? And yeah, there's Karina. Great, I think that was unanimous. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, so Patty Brock, if you guys remember, she had an extension or two because she was having a lot of personal challenges with COVID and then the death of her subject. So I was really, really glad to see there was a report. And then I was a little bit confused about it, so I wanted to see if anybody had clarity on it or maybe suggest that we get some clarity. I saw in the report that there was reference to a fourth interview that needed to be edited. That was part of that was still part of what was up in the work in progress. And then there was reference to sort of a narrative and some visuals that weren't parts of that version that we had access to. So it was a little bit confused about how much further in the process she had gotten, how much further she has to go. And if there was anything along those lines that she could share. Pieces that, it seemed like there were pieces that had been completed, question mark, from her report, but did anybody read that?
So like what was written in the report didn't match the video we were sent.
Yeah,
It was two
Yeah.
separate things,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was quite obvious that it's not even close to being done.
right, well,
I think that's a fair statement.
the video that we saw was not this
Right.
one, and then, but then there was reference to visual elements, I was like, maybe that's not where she's at in the project, and she hasn't uploaded that yet, or.
Yeah,
I
I
was
feel
a little
like
confused about
we
this.
got a video that was earlier in the process, just to give us examples of the interviews, is my guess, but again, clarification.
So we're gonna all look at you now. Where are we on this in terms of the bigger picture? If we've given her this much,
Yeah.
we owe her this much, what, and we're due what? What is she supposed to
So-
end up, not,
Oh.
quote unquote, giving us?
Right, the project was for her.
Finished, edited, master film.
I have to look at it again because the application was from 2020.
Okay,
So she ran into a number of, the biggest one being the main subject of her. Past 20. So, and then like lots of months, of health issues and personal issues. She was looking for extensions of time. And so I think, she was frankly concerned that now, and so she wanted to like be sure this work is happening. She was initially approved for $4,000, so she showed.
20%.
20%.
Okay.
So it is still there for her. But it is the commission's prerogative if you want to ask her the question, if you have a sense of what will be a good defining finish for the project.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's in the world of filmmaking, we call it deliverables. So what did she, as part of this grant, again, quote unquote, contract? Looking at the attorney, what are we owed, or what did she commit to deliver? Is it a work in progress? Or is it a finished edited piece? Is that a fair? Yeah.
That I have.
Okay. Yeah, and maybe we can go through other stuff
Yeah.
while you're looking for that, because I think it's a pretty straightforward question.
Yeah.
I mean, in a grant application, you would write, the final product will be a work in progress, or the final product will be something that I'm gonna enter into film festivals. That denotes a finished piece.
And there was notes in the report about like showing it certain completion, so I would assume that it was much further along than what we saw.
I'm willing to be a little flexible on that because some, for a filmmaker, I mean, Patty's a little bit above like an amateur. She's kind of up there, so I guess I expect more. But if that was the request to get a grant to do something, a work in progress, to show to the community to get feedback, then that's what we committed to paying for.
I would do.
So
And then I thought, like, just to kind of play a little bit of devil's advocate as to what we expect, if it is a finished project, of what that looks like. I saw some reference in there to maybe the expectation on her part shifted because of the death, and that it was a little bit more artistic, and like she was using these words around, experimental documentary making, schooly kind of. I wasn't sure that what she gave us was reflecting that, but I can give some leniency where it's not, maybe her end project is not what we would look at as a typical documentary, but I did expect that.
Yeah, and I think I somewhat speak for my fellow commissioners when I say we're flexible. We're nothing if not flexible, but let's go back to the original language and see what the artist committed to, and then work backwards from that.
You were very wise.
As all look at Lauren.
I'm so sorry, I was like, mind if I, so this is from the
You need more
project
time?
summary, no,
Okay,
this is from the project summary and the application, this proposal is request funds to produce a 30-minute documentary film about a young man brain use. And then in the evaluation section, it also mentions like outcomes and evaluation. This application is slightly older, so some of this, as you noticed, some of it's fourth grade. Evaluation of the project will be measured through audience attendance at various presentations by 10. TN is acronym for
engagement over.
yes. Thank you. And the quality of the Q&A session. So there is some assumption that it will be screened. It does not have. She does mention applying for like this and question with that in the application, but. The parent engagement network has expressed enthusiasm for the film, so it does discuss the screening of the film with the parent engagement network, and that, sure, after COVID, there's like these different pieces of it too that, like between when she proposed these things and now, with a grain of salt, like if that is possible still at this point, if the person that she's working with is still there. But it does discuss, her initial statement is at the commitment.
So that language to me means a finished documentary. Would you agree with that statement from the staff perspective? Do you see anywhere in there that she's alluding to a work in progress, an unfinished documentary, something that's not a done video project?
It's like a 40-minute document.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to give the benefit of the doubt,
Right.
before we take the next steps here. Is there anything that leads us to believe that, well, I could say so many things, that it's ever gonna be done, there's all sorts of things, so. I'm just very concerned that doing this, we almost are enabling, and it doesn't set a very good precedent for the Arts Commission and how we deal with these postponements. I don't want to do all the talking.
When did she ask for an extension?
Anybody?
We weren't talking, but she came. She was on her own.
Year ago, 2 years ago, it's all a blur.
Okay, so extension fourth approved at the commission meeting in May 2020.
And that was her fault.
Yes,
That was before.
yeah.
So, we can just kind of talk, go ahead.
So this is almost kind of like her asking for another extension without asking,
Is that how we should be looking at this?
because it's not finished.
I mean, she She's provided a report, which means to me, of course, that she would like the rest of the money, and that would end her obligation to us, so it's not gonna do that, like, that. But she's saying that the project is completed, right?
Yeah.
that's what the reports are for, yeah.
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 To present results, yeah.
I think that we would have to ask them.
Well, I mean, is that what we want to do, or are we to assume that this is as finished that it's gonna get for the foreseeable future?
I don't think we should assume anything.
Well, that's true too. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I just,
I like asking if what's on Vimeo is the latest.
yeah, okay.
And we could, ask it within the context of reference that only the fourth interview needs to be edited, and if there were some design elements or some visual elements that were interplayed and we didn't see that on Vimeo. That leads us to believe that there's something else out there. Are we right? Is that the latest?
Yeah, got, what were you gonna say?
Oh, man, if it's going to be, what is the plan? Not just to get the money, but like, did she just make this to not finish it?
Yeah, and I am, so I'm trying to come at it from that perspective as well as try to be open-minded, people have difficulty. Is she like one of the top filmmaking instructors at CU Bolton?
But does it really matter?
Well,
Because
that's,
what
yeah,
really matters is this is the final report. It does not include the 30-minute documentary. So I think the question is, thank you, and where's the 30-minute documentary?
okay, so now, that's great, and I think we need some substance behind that. So if, that fork in the road, if it's not, then what are we gonna do? If it is, then what are we gonna do?
Well, why don't we just ask the question first? Instead of
But then we
having
have to wait for the next meeting. I'd almost rather give staff the tools they need to just deal with it rather than having it come back here. That's just my opinion.
Right? But we not, I mean, if we say, here's a solution for problem A, here's a solution for problem B, and she gives her answer, and it's actually problem C. So instead of making some solutions up, why don't we just get the answer first? I understand that you would rather give staff the ability to just handle it instead of it coming back, but I don't.
I hear what you're saying. I guess my proposal would be, is this the finished documentary? If she says yes, we'll come back to that one. If she says no, then we're sorry, we can't grant another extension. Thank you for filing your final report. The project isn't done, so unfortunately, we won't be able to send you the final payment. So then the question is, if this is the final product, obviously an unfinished piece, has she fulfilled her agreement? Even though we know, but who are we? Aesthetics is a whole nother part of it, right? So who's to say when it's done? She could be editing, anybody could be editing for another 10 years. I've seen many documentaries take that long to be edited. It's nothing new. It's just a matter of, as a funding resource, what are our requirements?
Has there ever been a situation where someone was given money and they didn't fill this?
I feel like there has. I'm not remembering specifically. I know there was a community project at Boulder High School that they weren't able to complete it for a number of reasons.
15 years later, they reached
Yeah,
something like that, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
but it wasn't a matter of a penalty, right? It wasn't, you don't get your 20% for not for telling us you did something and you didn't do it. It was they acknowledged you didn't do this. And it was a little bit different. I think that's the closest I can.
So Lauren, you're gonna have to make that.
Well, let me ask that in a different way. Does staff have a recommendation?
I mean, okay. I agree with whatever the commission would like to recommend because it's very challenging and I really, really appreciate the like opinion and thought on all of this. And Maria, like shout out if you have any. But there has been cases, I think even recently, where you've said, this is your last time, this is the new deadline, like you're setting a deadline for when this should be finished. And if she is unable to do so, then she sort of makes her own decision, and if not, then she doesn't make, you know, if we can make the 30-minute documentary, great. But I also understand what you're saying about she's completed a formal report and the funds, and it doesn't seem like complete work, but this is like very, very outstanding causes to me. What do you call it? Like circumstances are very, very strange in this one, like very challenging,
Yeah,
you know?
say last time that was the final thing. I remember her saying, I'm committing to getting
Yeah.
it done,
Right.
but we didn't say this is your.
And last month, didn't we tell someone else it was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we did set that precedent. That's so important.
Yeah.
But it hasn't.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but in the report, I didn't see anything about like how far exactly they are or how, when they are expected to be finished with it. I would like to, where they think they're at and like what they think their time.
I feel a little uneasy about that because I kind of am to the point where, well, I'm torn about this because like, it's obviously languishing when we ask for what it's been. And have not. And so I'm sort of feeling like, well, maybe we have to say we have a year to do the final edit and that's the final extension. And then also I'm completely aware of editing film and the arbitrariness of a year to get that done, you know, so.
Yeah, as am I, and again, I'm quite familiar with the world of filmmaking, so I know of a lot of these nuances, but there's a lot of variables, of course. Matt?
May I interject and read you the minutes from May of 20?
Oh, that'd be awesome. Thank you.
There's an introduction and details about the topic and some of the back and forth. So putting that aside, responding to Borowski's inquiry, Quick noted that if granted, this would be the maximum number of extensions advocated by the commission. Borowski feels it's sensitive to the challenges of the filmmaker and is inclined to support the idea of extension if this is the final one. Final deadline would fall on June 1st, 2023. Borowski, Kurt Weil, and McCormick supported the extension with the addition of the language final into the pertinent motion language.
All right.
Well, that was.
I apologize. I apologize, because we're on an extension request, there's a final report. Yeah, I apologize.
So there it is.
I don't think it's what should come us. It seems a good project.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, I just feel if we don't follow through on what we committed, then it makes us look like we're not handling our charge, our fiduciary responsibility.
Unfortunately, part of our charge is to make Lauren have to talk.
And I tell. I will share this. Yes.
So would you like to write a little motion that you'd like somebody to make that? Yeah. Trying to spotlight on the wall.
And do we want, I don't know what like policy setting, whatever it has, but do we want to put something that like people be told want to give vital attention? Or something like that, like, we want to make that something to do.
Just because this is my third meeting.
Yeah.
I've done it twice.
You should have decided the last time people get. You decided on a number. Yeah, you really.
And I think I argued against it.
Yeah, I don't remember
But
having done that.
may I suggest to finish up this motion and then we can
Okay.
respond to this broader question?
Is that all it needs to say?
Yeah.
Would somebody like to make that motion?
I move that we decline the grant report.
Yeah, there's a second. Thank you. Any discussion before we vote?
I just would, I'll just add that it's made this decision and to see an artist who has had so much struggle in the project. I feel like we've done the best we can to cooperate, and she's done the best she can.
Yeah, I think we're all voting on this regretfully. We would have liked to have seen a different result. I think all of us would love to see that finished documentary someday, because it looked compelling.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I was all set to watch it. I hit play and then I'm watching and it's all these jump cuts, like there was no editing and it's, oh, man, not again. So I was really excited. All right, so let's see, any other discussion? Maria?
Yeah, just one question. So once we decline, if she says I'd like to resubmit next month, what's the response? Or is it done? I mean, I'm hearing in the room a sort of, it's done.
Yeah, the option that she has is an appeals process, which is the appeal process that, you're outlining. But essentially, she writes a formal appeal within 14 days and moves to the Florida Legal Department and they challenge to process the petition. And if so, we bring it back to you and there's a lot of other steps behind that, but there's no like process for her to submit another report to request additional funding. It would have to go through a formal appeal to the city. There has, but not for a report. There's been an appeal about like a decline of grant funding, but
I just want to, before we vote, ask staff. Does staff feel that the commission has done everything we could to facilitate the making of this documentary and encouraging the artists to finish their work?
So Bruce, my suggestion then, or to the group then, is that we modify the motion language to put some of that feedback in there. Yeah, so if it is appealed, it actually has the reason why it was declined.
I like that. I think that that's what Lauren was intimating when she said she's gonna give her the link to this video to hear what everybody was saying. Carolyn, you were.
Oh, I was just, I'm hedging against that just out of respect for the artist, not to write the nuance in another public forum. The minutes being posted. Like the video will be here. I feel like the art department can rely on the video.
I tend to agree. All right, any other discussion?
Yeah, we'll just kind of put it to the point, so. If some of them want to watch this 30-minute discussion.
Anything else?
Well, I do want to hear staff's response to the question.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you remember that, didn't you?
Yeah.
You want to-
go ahead.
I feel like you have done as much as you can in your role as commissioners. The number of extensions you granted were generous and called for. And you had in May of 2022, you had a really good discussion about what this all means. And so there are a great number of reasons, as you know, fellow human beings, why we would want to be sympathetic. And that's, you know, not to be ignored, but the fact of the matter is that you made a motion, it said it's the final. It would not be very wise to lightly contradict yourselves. So, you know, I reluctantly agree with the first stance.
Well, I agree, thank you. And that we set up a process during COVID because we had many, many extensions. This is actually very rare to have kind of like weird extensions over and over. Everybody's very responsible. The process is their second extension, we grant the first if it's appropriate, we grant the second if it's appropriate, and we connect them with the commissioner. The third one, they need to come to the commissioner, request the extension, and the fourth one, she also came to the commission. So I think what you're trying to get at, I think, was, has she had enough contact also in case she did need other resources or contacts or something with the commission? And so there have been now 3 times that we have like connected her with the commissioners, or she's been connected, you know, like speaking with the commissioners that if there was something to like help along that process, that she's been in contact with people, and that was 2020, 2021, right? So hopefully we made it clear, like we can help you however that is possible, right? And it's like you have these connections in the film industry, right? So
Okay, well, thank you, Lauren and Matt. I wanted to be absolutely sure that we can all feel good that we did our due diligence. Because this is not something, denying this isn't something any of us take lightly. So thank you for taking the time to talk it all through. We're about to vote on something that, you know, it's a very real thing. So it gives me some comfort hearing the minutes from a year ago. And, you know, that's it right there. All right, any other discussion before the vote?
I felt like I heard some people say they might want to modify that.
But then you said you,
If you wanted to modify the language.
I mean, Maria had brought it up, and then Bruce.
and then Caroline was saying she didn't,
Agree,
right?
and I understand why. But I also think it then makes it easy. More clear, because we're going back and forth in the conversation, whereas if we have it in writing, then.
I recommend, Maria, correct me if I'm misinterpreting your intent, but this modification need not be all the reasons why you're declining necessarily. It could be as simple as, because we made this commitment in May of 2022.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to tie it back to the core of why we're rejecting this.
Yeah, no, that's great. Let's give Lauren a minute to write something.
And then is the second part, Lauren, that do we need to, and the work is still not complete? Do we need to have a comma, or?
What about, because the terms of a motion in May of 2022 were not met by the deadline?
yeah,
That's just not met.
yeah.
How's that with Maria?
That's great. Yeah.
Any other discussion?
What is one good? I should say that. Okay. I mean.
That's a good question.
Yeah,
It is a good question. And, you know,
but it wasn't a 30-minute video.
It's not. I mean, I don't agree. I think.
do you still have that up, the minutes?
Yeah.
What are the terms being used? Is it, do you see like terms like work in progress or uncompleted or any, you know, anything other than a finished documentary?
Well, this may be in the report and not necessarily, in the minutes. So let me take. There's no reference to defining what.
But in her application, it's 30 minutes. Document.
Documentary,
There's
not,
also,
not 30-minute work in progress.
and there's also discussion. of screening.
Mhm.
Right, right.
Yeah, that's what it's.
Yeah. I'm just trying to give, I think we're all trying to give every benefit of the doubt, any kind of loophole.
I mean, maybe she sent it the wrong link.
Well, to play this out, that would be cause for you to consider a appeal. So, you know, not to say that you couldn't like take some action right now that reflects that, and that's all fine, but if you do go through with this, if she comes back and says you missed something, I'd like to appeal, we'll help her with that. And bring it back. Not the greatest way to do it, but it is. What we
Okay, thank you. We get the motion back on that. Oh, and there's, the chat thing is lit up.
Oh, that was me
Okay,
from earlier.
okay, I just want to be sure we're meeting everything that comes in. Okay, we have a motion on the table. Any other discussion before we vote?
I actually think the motion was changed, so you need
Oh,
to.
thank you.
I'll make a motion that we abandon the prior motion and replace it with this language, that we decline the grant report by Patty Clark because terms of the motion in May 22nd by the Ethics Commission.
Thank you. Is there a second? Thank you. Any other discussion? Not seeing any. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Thank you. The motion passes unanimously. Thank you, everybody.
I'll return to the question that you asked.
If we need to codify, I don't know, like a certain number of extensions, because I do think there's different extensions. A lot of really legitimate things. So I don't know if it's like, you can only have X number of extensions, but something along the lines of when interrupted, we'll tell you when it's too late. Although I think we also don't want to say like. So.
How does the language read now? Does it say anything about X number of?
It just says in the second, you'll be connected with the commission by email. The third, and I don't think it says it, but the third and beyond, you'll be asked to join the commission meeting. Like, that's amazing. To me, their request. And bring it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a by artists, because this was just very wild and random. So I don't,
When we as a commission do decide that it's someone's town deadline, they do count. Yeah, they're notified, yeah.
And my concern about like codifying that is that then by implication, and so you pick up, you know, like, you just put it off 6 times. And just expect more, you know, like, I don't, and it's a disservice to the people who do get things done. Yeah.
Yeah,
99%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, no, I tend to agree with what George has said in terms of not having an exact number. I want some flexibility.
Yeah.
I like not saying it's only this number and that's it, and then we're always obligated to keep that number. I like the case by case basis. Okay, What else do you have for us, Lauren?
Ooh, nothing fun, I'm sorry. So, well, actually, this is pretty fun. So it's an arts education project. Actually, but first, thank you all so much for your thoughtfulness. I really, really appreciate all of that as people of artists. So, grant decision on the arts project grants. I have two more slides that you can't see. One is the rank scoring, and then the final is the motion language. So you have the options to approve the staff recommendations for the highest scoring grants, to approve individual grants, or to postpone approval of individual grants, pending the answers to any specific questions. And next, I will show you the score ranking. This is after your two scores, and there's no tie, but all very high scored. And then the project grants. Sure, sorry. Okay. And actually, so Georgia recused yourself, but
The
Boulder
Boulder
Ballet.
Ballet, because I actually wrote that. program. So,
Yeah.
not for me, but.
But in this case.
So
she
she's
did
not-
scoring,
She's
right?
Not one of the.
Right, she did the scoring, though.
Use yourself in the scoring on that one, Grant,
Yes.
but it's not. But, no, you're.
Let's see, well, first off, does anybody feel the need to separate any of these out? Okay, not seeing anybody. Would anybody like to make a motion and we'll do discussion once there's a motion on the table? Nobody wants to read the long paragraph.
Wait, what? Remember what the one from Boulder High was?
That's the one with young people that are sort of disabled, learning how to make different cards and different art making
Right,
projects.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
I moved that the Boulder High School, Manhattan Middle School, local theater company, Boulder Opera, Colorado Shakespeare Festival, the Cultural Caravan, Nova Cultura, Art, Science, and Culture for Pride and Communities, Streetwise Arts, T2 Dance Company, Boulder International Film Festival be awarded arts education grants.
Thank you. Is there a second? Thank you, Elaine. Any discussion?
I'm excited to see what these.
Any other?
Yeah, it was really hard. You can see in my scores, it was just so bundled. It was so hard. They were all really good projects.
They're all about potential.
Yes.
Hey, anybody else? All right, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, please raise your hand. All right, the vote is unanimous. Thank you, everybody.
Bruce, time check your document.
Oh, Matt, that's on you, buddy.
Yeah, I know. I said you,
Let's see. So, Lauren, what else you got there? Additional funds, leadership
Yes.
pipeline.
Additional funds for community projects for organizations. So you might remember that the end of last year in 2022, we had some funds left over. And the Arts Commission recommended that if we're able to get them again this year, because it doesn't just like roll over, where you have to cost again. If they were given to the grant program again, that 30,000 would be dedicated to the community projects for organizations category. So I'm bringing this back to you. This is the scores from the community projects for organizations category service tiny from earlier this year, March of this year. Yeah. So with 30,000, you can fund the next 3 scores, which are all tied. This is like real lucky, guys. They're tied the Dairy Arts Center, Mariposa Collective, and the Hill, which is the Hill Boulder. The remaining piece of the funds actually, so it was 36,000, the remaining 6,000 has been dedicated and is already going out to the venue and affordability funds. Those are already, we're already getting that actually, there's a lot of interest in those venue funds. But, so for this, I have motion language, and really this is, I guess the only update is that I've spoken to all of them. All of their applications or the programs happening after today, because you can't fund something retroactively. They're all still happy and excited. Actually, when I spoke to one of them, she didn't know I hadn't hung up and she went, oh my God, after I got off, I was very, very excited, actually. So, I have motion language. There's anything else for discussion?
Let's get the motion language out, and
Okay.
then Caroline, did you have a question? Was this the part?
No, mine was our talk.
Okay, great, thank you. Let's see, so again, let's get a motion on the table, and then we can have discussion. Anybody at all?
I move that Dairy Arts Center, Mariposa Collective, and the Hill Boulder be awarded grants for community projects for organizations.
Cheryl, is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Georgia. Any discussion?
It's 30,000.
Oh, yes.
So one of them is only, it's less.
Yes.
So what?
With that.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Oh, that was.
That's how much they requested.
So, oh, they requested when they did their application, that's how much they requested.
Right, but we have 30,000.
Yeah,
So
She's wondering where the other 4,000.
I think we're gonna get to that.
well, the commission would have.
We want to-
Oh, I thought it was gonna be us, okay.
No, no,
I was just waiting. I
It is when you say it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's right now.
That's why I was trying to cue you. If you were next time, I would have kicked you under the.
$4,000 commission, and the next person on the next organization on the list is the local theater company.
Yeah.
And they wrote to us and said that they could greatly benefit from that $4,000 if we wish to give them a partial grant.
We do that? Give a partial, well,
You want me to answer that question?
sure,
Okay, so the technical answer to your question is yes.
okay,
However, staff's recommendation in these cases is always to not go there, to not fund partially. That there's a couple reasons why, but the core of it is that we have had this consistent thing since 2016 in our funding around fully asking for what you need and this being fully funded. There's all sorts of implications of not doing that. By partial funding, sometimes it creates funding gaps. Things don't get completed in the way that they were submitted in an application. Those changes can be brought back here and become complicated issues. And so it's a principled stance, has nothing to do with local theater, what they wrote you, what's in their application. But we always take this moment to just say we prefer that not do partial funding.
Got it. Sorry, I had to be.
No, it's good, it's good.
So in that case, what happens to that?
So in case A that Caroline discussed as part of this proposal from local theater company is that you could change the motion language to say, and $4,000 to local theater company, right? And then we would draw the contract and write a check for that amount. If you don't, the $4,000 would revert back. Unless you assigned it to something else right now. That's also possible.
we would also, I mean, it would still be in the grant program, because we could also discuss it in November, or is this not part of it?
We would have to go back to finance. I think we sort of made a commitment and this would fully honor that commitment. And so I don't know what a process would be like after that. So I would say most likely it would just remain unspent at the end of the year, go back.
I have a question too. Lauren, can you back to the slide? real quick? This wouldn't be a partial funding, but could you potentially give the 4,000 to the Hill and bump their grant up to 10 and ask them to like boost their scope in some way?
I'm not comfortable with that.
We did that. Okay, just point of clarification.
It was a
Let's
good,
talk about that later.
Yeah.
it was a good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
I like the way you're thinking,
Mhm.
but that's just, personally, that's not something I'm comfortable with.
Okay.
I personally feel comfortable with our standing policy that we don't. I didn't like it when I first came on, and now I see it.
All right, so we have a motion on the table with the second. Any other discussion before we?
Wait, how long is local theater company gonna last? Been a while.
Oh, gosh. 40 years, yeah, it's crazy long. I
Oh.
don't know.
They were here my first. We wouldn't be giving them a few. Oh.
Yeah, I don't think that was.
But
part of the
to
consideration.
Bruce's point, you know, the project description and budget were written. on
Oh,
the
right, right,
specifics, yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe that was. contemplated. It's gonna impact their ability.
They're entering into season 13.
That's cool.
All right. Once again,
It's
any
been
other
on
discussion?
5 years.
All right, I'm gonna call for the vote. All those in favor, please raise your hand. The vote is unanimous. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you all very, very much. And I'll record it once we folks out. I'd love to hear it. And then the last piece from the grants program for this evening. That's written down, is the second step of the leadership pipeline fund. So the background section here is what we discussed last time. And it was brought up to you previously. The clarification side of this is based on what was discussed at the last meeting. And these 2 points and these questions have been integrated into the application. So the application now states that we prefer, it's intended for arts leaders early in their career. And then also these questions then will be questions that are responded to by the applicants. And so when you get their one-page application with the resume and with their recommendation and such, they'll have responded to these questions, which I think are excellent. I really appreciate it. Solid.
And to be clear, if they don't address them in their essays, whatever, that we can ask them during the live interviews.
I like the questions.
I'm curious where this came from. This idea here, because there were a lot of people writing in and saying, we need $8,000 to stay here, or it was someone's idea. Or
It's actually from discussions with missions, when this youth scholarship was last discussed and when you weren't getting a lot of applicants and there was questions about sort of location and impact of the application. So the idea was to both make that more broad, to reach more people and get more opportunities in different ways. I don't know one, but then there was also the discussion of the impact of state and cultural equity and the equity leadership pipeline. And bringing those two concepts together so that because the path for people to do equity work in the arts and people from underserved communities to see a barrier-free pathway in the leadership in the arts, like those two things align really well. So the discussion last time was really about, we tried this for a while to see if both leadership work and equity work can go together. So no, it wasn't a request from the community to do that. It was out of the cultural plan and out.
And so is this taking the place of that? CU, was that $8,000?
It was 6,000, and then we had 10,000 separately saved that we had for the equity fund that we always hope to build a fellowship piece, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not materializing, so we want
Right.
to stop.
Stop saving it.
Stringing that along, yeah.
Yeah. The previous was for 6,000 for the CU Arts Administration, but the 6,000 only covered their like cost of the certificate, so it didn't help for anything else. Which is less than-
Yeah,
has some
there's a lot more
challenges.
barriers.
Now, is this specifically limited to CU?
No,
Yeah, I
no.
just want to be sure.
Yeah, we've already talked about whenever this is published, hopefully next couple days, that I'll be reaching out to some of our contacts that like with high school that are connected to high school and going into college into, you know, masters, all kinds of different.
Yeah.
Spread the word about this stuff. And thank you to Gillian and Bruce for reviewing this for me in the background between meetings. Thank you.
Awesome. Do you have, what do you need from us tonight?
I do have language on it because, as a commission, you would approve the budget of the funds for it specifically and then endorse our proposal for the process.
Okay. So if somebody wants to make a motion, if we get a second, then we can have some discussion about it. Would you like to make a motion?
I will. I move that we approve the budgeting of funds for the leadership pipeline fund and endorse the staff proposal process. Schedule application and decision-making process.
Yeah, is there a second? Caroline, any discussion? We don't have to discuss it, but I always want to make time for people to say what they want to say.
I'm curious to see how this works out. There's something that doesn't align with it. But
I'm right there with you, George. I feel the exact same way. But I'm willing to try. I trust staff, so let's give it a go. Anything else before we vote? Not seeing anybody. All those in favor, please raise your hand. The vote is unanimous. Thank you, everybody.
Just a quick note on that, we'll pay special attention to evaluation, come back with good data on.
yeah,
Yeah, I think it's duly noted to staff that commissioners do have some concerns about this program in general. So, yeah, and we're hoping it works amazing and it's a huge success. But we'll be watching.
and thank you staff for putting it together. Obviously thoughtful. Funds that we had in funds that we needed to change how we were spending this. Here that.
Let's see, all right, so thank you, Lauren, thank you, Mac, that was a tough section, a bunch of different bullet points there, but thank you for helping us get through all that. Appreciate staff's help.
You guys should do that.
All in favor?
All right, Brendan, you want to walk us through Belmont Rain Garden?
I would
And
love to.
If you could be really conscious of time,
Yeah,
yes,
got you.
thank you.
Okay. Public art action items. Today, I'm just gonna run through the process and finalist approval for the Belmont Rain Gardens project. Our budget here is $18,750,000. The process to date, on June 8th, 2022, there was an orientation meeting where we discussed, where Mandy and
This
you
was all
all,
in the packet, right?
this is all in the packet.
Okay, so yeah, I prefer you didn't go through everything that we've already read, just in the
Here's
interest of time.
Here's a process with dates for the process for the selection of the artist. Here's our selection panel. Bruce served on this panel. We have a technical review committee. I think you all know our review criteria for public art projects. This was the first proposal from Annette Coleman, Rainmaker. Couple images. Some of the feedback from the selection panel, some positives and also some negatives. And then our next proposal, Untitled from Sean Yarbrough, another image of the artwork. Two different proposals were presented. And here are some of the feedback from the selection panel. Again, some positives and also some negatives. And lastly, the artwork that was selected, the artist that was selected, it's Gregory Fields from Lafayette, Colorado. His piece is called Water Trail. It's sort of an illustration of the water systems that are at play here at the Rain Garden. He again proposed two versions of this artwork, so we're still working through some of the design and placement issues. But again, here's some more feedback from the panel. And finally, the selection panel recommendation, it was a 4-to-1 vote for Gregory Field. Maya McHammer, who's on our panel, could not attend, but concurred via email with the majority vote. And some of the recommendations were to work with city staff and engineering community to locate the best site for the art, ensure the illustration of water catchment is true to actual systems at play, try to have one linear panel instead of two short ones for continuity, and consider community engagement component. So the next steps are that you all approve this process and the finalists to advance to the city manager's office for approval and contracting. Then we'll follow up with concerns from the panel to ensure the design meets the expectations. Hopefully have a preliminary design before the end of the year, final design and fabrication next year, and hopefully installed before the end of next year.
Great, thank you, Brendan.
Any questions about the process?
Do you need a vote from us?
I do.
I have a question.
Yes, Maria.
Can you please remind me, was there a budget submitted as part of the process?
That's a good question. I wasn't here for that. I'm sure there was.
As far as before the project was started,
Well, it looks like a lot of artwork for $18,000. So just wondering if they can deliver. That's the core of
That's a
my
great
question.
question. Yeah, and so the artists do know the budget for the contract, which was the 18,750. So you're right, there might be some adjustments with the design as we move forward. They did provide budgets that looked pretty good, but there were some questions. So I think that's what the preliminary design process is for during contracting, is to take the feedback from the panel, from the technical review committee, and really refine this design and really ensure that we can afford it. And so there might be some tweaks with the design. If there's anything super major, I will come back to you all to report on that and get approval.
but Maria, as an example, during the presentation, Gregory Fields did point out that he made some adjustments to materials and technique because of the low budget. So he's got his eye on it.
Yeah.
Great. And I think the other part is, it'd be great for the artists to also make some money on this as well, so that it all doesn't go into fabrication. So
Definitely. That's definitely like top of my list for the artists, is that they need to pay themselves. They cannot just spend all the money on materials. So yeah, we definitely want our artists to get paid for their work.
great.
Thank you. Yeah,
Point of clarification that, my recollection of meeting these kinds of votes in the past is that our vote is about approving the process that the selection committee went through, not whether we agree to.
right. That's essentially,
And so you advertise the opportunity well, and then had a selection process.
do you want me to go back to that slide?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
I actually didn't do any of that. Mandy did that part. I picked up this project about a month ago. So I managed the final selection meeting where so we had 7 artists that gave preliminary proposals and
Oh,
were
really?
paid for that work. And then the panel selected 3 to refine those proposals with feedback from the technical review committee. And then they're being paid for this final presentation of proposal. So of those 3, Gregory Fields was selected. Yeah.
Wow, only 7? I did
Well,
one of
there
those. How many?
Oh, that was nuts. Yeah.
Parking.
Oh, we had
The
more.
Budget was a lot
Yeah,
larger.
it was fun.
Okay.
But we were having trouble piecing together the initial applications. Bruce, do you remember that first round, how many initial applications you went through? Dozens, right? It was,
It was a bunch.
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, so there were definitely more than the 7 actually
Oh, okay.
applied,
yeah.
but only 7 were selected to create that preliminary proposal.
Oh, I see.
And then from there, they selected 3 to refine and represent.
But the payment to all those people isn't out of that 18,000. That was separate money,
Correct. The 18,000 is the contract amount, and then we have
additional.
additional money for the honorariums. Correct.
For them to create the,
Proposals.
oh, how much was that?
So the preliminary proposal, they were paid $250, $250,
Dollars.
and then for the refined proposal, the 3 are getting an additional 500.
And so there's one chosen, so then you chose one, and there's that feedback.
Yep.
Okay, I'm good.
Great.
You did it well. Good job.
Under 5 minutes. So the proposed motion is that you approve this process to select Gregory Field for the project.
Somebody like to make that motion?
I move that we approve this process was properly conducted and recommend that the proposal by artist Gregory Fields advance to the city manager for final approval.
Thank you, Cheryl. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Elliot. Any discussion before we vote?
Good job.
All right, all in favor, please raise your hand.
Yay.
Thank you.
Passes unanimously. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Brendan. I know it's
There's
a lot of work, but
one more thing to do. One more thing. to
Any
do.
other advice for success from the commission?
Can I frame this? Is that okay with you?
Sure.
Because there's some people new to this. So, yes, we do approve the process, but we don't neglect the fact that you are representing the community. You have expertise in the arts. You may have great things to say to staff, the city manager's office, to the artist to make this a success. And you may have opinions about this that we want to make sure you have an opportunity. So this is just a moment for us to collect some advice.
Honestly, I liked the two panels.
Okay.
Because then it makes it a space where people are kind of, what's it called? I want to say conjugating, that's not right though, congregating, thank you. Congregating instead of one long thing that just kind of passes people through.
I wrote it down. Well, I'll share it.
Yeah, I just, that's. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Any other feedback?
It's strong enough for my kids.
Oh, yeah. They'll be stamped engineer drawings.
Yeah.
And if you think of anything after the meeting, just email Brendan.
Or text or call. anytime.
Any hour of night.
I'll give you.
Otherwise you'll forget.
They just leave it to you to think it through.
I'll see you.
All right, next on the agenda is once again passing the chocolate down to the sun. And then Matt, any matters?
You have matters from commission.
Wow, that's right. Yep. Thank you. Matters from commissioners.
I have a report for the Temple of Tranquility, which is a funded public art or public project grants, sorry, but also public art. And thanks to staff, I'm gonna attribute to staff lighting a fire under the planning department. We got our permit, our build permit. Moving forward. So thank you. Yeah.
That's awesome. I guess I'll just say the next big Boulder County Film Commission event will be September 13th. So mark your calendar. It's going to be a fun one. One of the speakers will be a guy who used to be the producer of the Golden Girls.
Hey.
Oh, Mark,
Yeah.
I was his babysitter.
Who are you?
Of course you were.
I was his partner on a couple of projects.
Mhm, I like him very much.
Yeah, I've known him since '94. Really good guy. And the community was sorry to lose him to Santa Fe.
Yeah.
But he's doing very well down here, but he's excited to come up for our talk. And there should be some other cool stuff that we talk about at the Film Commission event, but I can't talk about it just yet because it's not public. But there's cool stuff happening in the Film Commission. There's a neat thing that will be coming to Boulder to be filmed. Let's see, how much can I say? An episodic series. That's probably it. So it's kind of fun. Anyone else? Okay. Matt, you're up.
Yeah, real quick, while you're thinking about all of your questions about the manager's memo and staff updates. Wanted to acknowledge that Lauren has been wrapping up Arts and Economic Prosperity 6.
That's pretty old news.
It's not, it's a big deal. And last time we sort of talked really briefly about KPIs and all the things measuring, but this is a big one. And so that is going to be rolling out to the public at the end of the year-ish.
In the fall, hopefully.
So we will need your help to spread the word and kind of, we'll have some talking points and some materials about that. But what I don't think I mentioned last time is that it happens right at a time when there's a whole bunch of data dumped on us. So we've got, in addition to arts and economic prosperity, the NEA is gonna be releasing data, Colorado Committee for the Arts is gonna do their annual, biannual study. And we've been working with Metro Denver Economic Development Center about doing arts verticals for their economic study of the metro area. So all that happens in a very good period of time. So we do rely quite heavily on data to make decisions, and especially since we're going to be having discussions coming up about updating the cultural plan next year. So I just wanted to give you a heads up that that's coming our way, and so count on an amazing meeting in November, December, all about data. So it's gonna be right.
And again, organizations, all who like.
Yes.
like
Let's.
To talk about it, they like.
So with that said, my favorite topic, but is there any other questions anyone has about this?
Not about that, but you just triggered a thought that we had opportunity in the past to go to CCI. Heard about that in the last few months.
It passed.
That was like a couple of weeks ago.
Just recognize that I haven't.
So, do you mind, yeah, it's been a while. There was the time during COVID when, it happened and then we weren't quite sure. And so this year we just didn't send it out to everyone because we were just transitioning back into that sort of thing. But for everyone's knowledge, we do reserve some funds typically every year for commissioners to attend things like that. So it just wasn't right this year. We're
So
gonna
maybe
get
next
started. Yeah, so, and, we were thinking AFTA's conference, we also have money set aside, but they are skipping that conference, so. Yeah, our professional development for you is sad this year, but next year we'll be back in the swing of things, so.
If it comes back around, I highly suggest a commissioner be able to attend the, American for the Arts. That, I went to that maybe my first year on the commission. Incredible. I got so much out of it. It's great seminars on like everything with relative to what we're doing. Grant making, place making, public art, equity, just everything. I highly recommend it. So if there's funds that staff can make available for professional development, definitely talk to them and see what would be a good fit for your interests. I think they're coming back to doing it in public, in person, aren't they?
No, they don't have one for next year.
Next year, yeah.
Yeah, I think they're sort of renovating, American
Their
Theater.
entire organization.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're taking this year to like do their own internal renovation.
Or internal conference.
Yeah. Yeah, so it'd be good.
Cool. Let's see. It does say matters from staff, so I feel like I should have more than anything.
Thank you. We have, well, actually, now that you mention it, it was in the manager's memo, but we have the cultural organization summit coming up on July 18th about advocating for the arts. Thank you for extending. We shifted a little bit because there was a lot of people traveling. So it should be really good at Roots. You can all join for the afternoon.
Oh, yeah. And
Send out another reminder.
Sure.
And I'll just tack on to that. I highly encourage y'all to attend these events. It's really cool for us to be there because these are, probably 90% of the people in the room are going to be applying for grants. And so when they get to see you, a commissioner, attending the events, they take it much more seriously. Like, wow, it's good that I'm here.
Yeah.
So I highly encourage you. It's obviously not mandatory. We respect your time, but I highly encourage each commissioner to try to attend as many events as you can. Cool.
Anyway, I don't want to do that more work, but like a monthly, like on the first of the month, like just to hear things to know about.
For events and things?
Yeah.
Well, we used to do this in person where like for arts events, we used to print out the Boulder County Arts Alliance calendar, because that's really the like events happening around town calendar.
Should I get the arts and culture newsletter? Because that's pretty comprehensive.
That's sort of like our events, any grants that are opening and that sort of thing, every couple weeks. Well, yeah, it's a lot, it is.
I'll have my people.
I want people.
Yeah.
interject, can I say what I mean?
Please.
Yes. Brown chicken, I think, for a lot. There's a lot of interest in working with, MARTA to get some dance classes over in the mobile home community. So I'm hoping to like get some confidence in there so that they'll want to, audition. Auditions are open to the public. But I'll have my flyer out soon. And I'm having, yeah. I
Yeah,
will.
for our socials.
Yeah, and I'm having a show at our gallery, belly dance, on the 29th. It's my first show that I'm producing since COVID, so
Also, what's the date?
July 29th at 7 p.m. And I'm collecting, I have some dancers, there's some other belly dance teachers in town that.
I'll use it as a segue to say, I'm sorry, I won't be able to attend,
Yeah.
but I will be teaching a filmmaking workshop to Native American high school students on the Ute Indian reservation. So for a week and a half, I'll be teaching on the Mountain Ute reservation outside Cortez. And then I get a day off, and then another week and a half teaching on the Southern Ute Indian reservation, so for a total of 3 weeks. So I did it last year for 2 weeks, and I guess they liked it, so they invited me back and made it even longer. So I'm very excited about that. So it's funny because when I read that land acknowledgement at the beginning, oh my God, it's so much more meaningful to me now that I've spent time there. It's like, wow, what I'm reading, these words are real. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to spend that time there. So, yeah, that's why I'm missing.
What are you gonna do on your day off?
What's that?
What are you gonna do on your day off?
I'd probably go to Durango.
Yeah.
It's right in the middle.
Purgatory, I'll find side.
Anybody else? Yaleid, Maria, Cheryl, anything you wanna share? What you're working on or promote an event you're doing? All right, all I can do is ask.
Oh, I have, can I announce, I think we're looking for volunteers, some youth volunteers. Our highest priorities for the temple are we're looking for somebody to do, the, technical directing, like the technical producer for the main closing ceremonies, which are in October and then beginning of November. And then we're also looking for somebody who would be an in-kind donation director, somebody who has experience and competence around construction materials and build side of it. So coaching local companies for materials.
For that first position, have you talked to Kevin Smith?
Kevin Smith's on our, he's doing so much.
Yeah, 'cause he'd be perfect for that.
He'd be perfect for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's taken on a big trip otherwise. I was thinking also, people, but other ideas you guys have, would be great.
Yeah, maybe Glenn at the dairy.
No,
I got more people, let me know.
yeah, okay.
All right, anyone else? All right, I'm not seeing anybody. Thank you, everybody. And
Hey.
Thank you now.
Thanks, Maria.